So you have opened your own online business and you want to work with influencers and you don't know how to start. I'm here to tell you how. Stay tuned. Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. If you're new here, my name is Marcel and I do videos around my life and my entrepreneur journey. Today guys, I want to talk about how to work with influencers, how to approach them, you know, what sort of influencers to use for your brand. Before I jump in today's video, quickly, I realize that it's not all of my followers that are like that do business or want to do their own thing. But I don't want to confuse you guys as well. So basically, I am doing another channel that will be amazing. I'm actually planning on naming that channel Life of Marcel, and I'm changing the name to this channel. On that other channel, I'll be doing fun stuff, everything relating to my life. You know, it will not be about business. I'll be doing reviews on hair, makeup, all of that good stuff, and I'll be basically bringing you guys into my life. So influencer marketing is, in my opinion, is one of the biggest tool there for, you know, marketing your brand, creating awareness for your brand, and, you know, just getting your name out there. And many times as a small business, you sometimes don't know, you might not know what influencer to use or how to approach them, or what sort of way you can work with influencers. So today guys, I want to discuss with you guys about all the steps that you need to take in order to work with influencers. Yes, you might think that influencers only work with big brands, but trust me guys, there's some influencers out there that also support small brands like us, and they do a good job at it as well. The first thing I'll advise you to do is to determine whether you want to work on a gifted basis or on a paid basis. You know, if you've got the funds, it's fine, you can pay for an influencer if you have the money. But if you want to work on a gifted basis, you know, you can still do that. But I'll advise you go for influencers that have maybe, you know, between 10,000 to about 20,000 followers. Rarely those ones will ask you money, but some of them will ask you money. But I would say some of them will also do it on a gifted basis. When I approach an influencer, I tell them that we want to work with them. You know, we love their style, we love the way they dress, and we love their profile. We would like to do business with them. So they reply back to me saying, yeah, cool, I would like to work with you too. Some will reply back to you saying, yes, these are my rates. Some will say, yes, I'm happy to work with you. So then I will tell them that at this stage, we only do gifted basis collaboration. If you're happy with that, let me know so we can get started ASAP. Some of them will tell you, no, I don't do gifted. Some of them will tell you, yes, that's fine, but you have to say it, you know. So once you've identified whether you want to do a gifted basis collaboration or that you want to pay for a collaboration, the next thing you need to do is identify what sort of influencer you want to work with. So I'm going to be giving you guys tips on how to approach, or tips on how to choose a perfect influencer for your brand. So my number one tip is make sure that their style matches what you're selling. So make sure that their style of dressing or whatever you're doing, hair, lashes, or whatever, make sure that it matches what you're doing in your business, or what you're selling. If you're selling hair, if you're selling lashes. So I'm just gonna give you guys an example. I like to talk and give examples because I just feel like it makes it so explanatory. So for example, if you have a lash company and you want to work with an influencer, you shouldn't really pick an influencer that only wears singles, because obviously they will not wear your lashes and you will not make money out of it, so there's no point. So I would say go for somebody that actually wears, you know, lashes, not somebody that wears single. Another thing is, if you are selling hair, you want to work with an influencer, make sure you pick an influencer that is actually that wears a lot of wigs, that wears a lot of extensions and stuff like that. You don't want to work with an influencer that is like all about natural hair and wearing their own hair and stuff like that, because that sort of influencer will go well with like with a company that sells products for natural hair. They can sell that product better than a wig or like weaves and hair extensions and stuff like that. So that's my first tip. Make sure that that influencer style matches your style perfectly. My next tip would be making sure that the influencer you've chosen to work with, their followers are your target audience, because that is the goal. You want this influencer to promote your stuff so you can sell it. Just make sure that the followers, you know, are your target market, because they can buy it. But if they're not your target market, there's no point, because, you know, you're just you're just sending free stuff to people and you're not getting any return. So what I'll advise is just going through the followers and making sure that these are girls that can actually buy from me, you know, these are people that can actually purchase from me. Then you can make that decision to work with that influencer. Another example on this tip is there's so many influencers out there who are sexy. They take sexy photos, that, you know, some of them take like they really expose their bodies and stuff. It's nothing wrong with that, but I find that most of these sort of influencers, they largely have male followers than female followers. And obviously if you're selling women's stuff, you might not work with that influencer, because, you know, it's mostly men that follow them. And, you know, men who follow an influencer because she's beautiful, she's sexy. But, you know, as a business, when you want to work with somebody, you want to make sure that you want to make sure that the followers can actually purchase from you. My next tip will be make sure that this influencer actually has some engagement on their page. The followers are engaging with them, they receive a lot of likes, comments. Just make sure that their followers are actually seeing what they're posting, you know. So I will just take another example on this tip, because I love me some examples. So basically I approach an influencer. She's got a massive following. She's got 400,000 followers. 400,000 followers. Before I even open her Every Chic boutique, I just love her style. I've always been following her. I love the way she dresses. She's done collaboration with so many brands out there, the Pretty Little Things, Boohoo, Catwalk collections, so many brands basically. So I approached her. I was actually happy that she responded to me, because you know that some of these big influencers will send you to their assistant, they'll send you to their agent. You're just like, guys, girl, I want to deal with you directly. Why do you have to send me to someone else to talk to? But I was very happy that she replied back to me and she gave me the rate. It was high, I'm not gonna lie, but then I thought to myself that it is still doable for me, for the sort of influencer that she is. She's got a massive following, a massive following. And then I decided that, great, you know, I really like this girl's style. I think that I think that she'll do a good job at like modeling our stuff. So I was like, before I want to pay this amount of money though, I will do some research to make sure that, you know, it is a done deal, like it is the one. If I have to pay that money, that sort of money, I need to make sure that I get some return. You know, I was just scrolling down and I noticed that she gets about 6,000 likes on her post, and she takes amazing photos, good photos, like, and she wears stuff really nice. She's got a banging body, so you will not understand why she hasn't got a lot of, you know, likes. So I was just like, for somebody to have 400,000 followers, 400,000 is a lot, you know, and 400,000 followers and only get 6,000 likes on her post. So I was just like, to me, it doesn't add up, like it doesn't match up. So for me to pay that sort of money, I need to see at least 10,000 likes, you know, on a post for somebody that's got 400,000 followers. So again, guys, that's another example. Make sure that the followers actually engage with them, the likes, you know, the comment and stuff like that, because you will pay so much money for an influencer to promote your stuff, and her followers that you're actually targeting will not even get to see it. There is no point. Like, there's no point. My next tip will be, make sure that this influencer posts regularly. Make sure that they post regularly, they're consistent, you know, before you even want to decide on before you even want to decide on whether to work with them or not. Just, you know, do a little research. It never hurts anybody, you know. Just look at how often they post. I'm gonna tell you guys another example, and these are all things that, all these things I'm telling you are things that I have experienced. I'm speaking out of experience so you guys can learn from it. This influencer actually contacted me and said she wanted to work with me, and I look at her photos. I was like, oh great, she takes really nice pictures, cool, I'm fine, we'll work with you. But then you send the items, and she's gotten the items, and she's told you that she's received them, but you're waiting for a long time for a post. Like, you're waiting for a long time for a post. Like, don't get me wrong, it was a gifted basis collaboration, but then, you know, you need to realize that we still pay for these items, we pay for customs, we pay for shipping. So in a nutshell, we still spend money for these items, you know. And if I'm sending it to you, I don't want you to keep the items for like 3 weeks before you take a picture with it. So that was my mistake. Okay, so I contacted her. I was like, hey, you know, you've received the items, it's been about 2 weeks, we've not had anything from you. She told me that, please bear with me, I am busy, I work and I go to school as well. It's so stressful. So I was like, I actually understand, we are all busy, but I just wish that she told me from the start. Then I could have gifted the stuff to somebody else that is less busy, that is posting often, that will be happy to like post, you know, and promote. But the fact that I did not check that with her, or I did not check her content, then when I went to her profile, actually I realized that she posts maybe once in 2 weeks. So I was like, okay, that's my mistake. So I'm telling you guys these things that so that you can learn from it and don't do the same things, you know. Because once they have your items, you cannot ask them to send it back because of coronavirus. You know, it is not safe for you to get an item back from somebody right now because of coronavirus. My next tip will be, make sure that they take really nice photos, because you want to be able to use the pictures as well for your page or for your website or whatever, but you want to be able to use the pictures. But obviously if the pictures are just, you know, somehow, you will not make use of it, and there's no point, you know. And the key to selling on Instagram is good photos. Like, that's literally what Instagram is about, good pictures. So make sure that they take banging pictures. My next tip will be, when you want to approach an influencer, just make sure that you come across so professional. Even if, you know, you're the only person in the company, always refer to yourself as we, us, you know. Never say I. You want to never say I or me. You will never see big companies like the Boohoo's, ASOS, Pretty Little Thing send an email to somebody and be like I, you know. It's always we, us. So just try to make sure, just try as much as possible to come across really professional if you want them to take you seriously. My next tip, and some people might think this is extra, and I'm sometimes extra like that. So once I've approached an influencer and they've agreed to work with me, what I do is, a friend of mine actually advised me on this. She's also an influencer. She also has her own online boutique. She actually told me that make sure that you have a term and conditions, because I've heard so many people saying that UK influencers will take your stuff and run with it. They will not post. They'll basically act like they did not receive it, or you know, they will not post. So I wanted to make sure that I was protected at all costs. You know, at the moment I only work with, at the moment I'm working with UK influencers, and due to what I've heard, I was like, I need to make sure that, you know, nobody's out here taking me for a fool. So I drafted myself a terms and condition. Even if I'm working with them on a gifted basis, I make sure that they're happy with that. They sign the terms and send it back to me so that we can, you know, start. Or even if I'm paying them, and in the terms and conditions, it's pretty basic. It just says, you know, a collaboration between them and us, and this is what they will receive from us, and this is what we expect in return. So, you know, so everyone is clear from the beginning, and there's no stress, you know. There's basically to avoid any confusion, and you don't want to be that person that'll be arguing with influencers. It's just not professional. So guys, just make sure that you do your own terms and conditions, even if it's like a paragraph, you know. You can even go online and find a sample. You just edit it to your own liking and use that for, you know, for your collaborations. Right guys, thank you so much for staying with me today. Thank you for watching this video. Please do not forget to like, subscribe and comment down below, and do not forget I am doing a second channel where I'll be talking about my life and everything that I do in life. I love you guys so much. Bye 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 bye.